Welcome back everyone, and it's time to go balls deep. And before I start this video, we just want to say this is a discussion. What we are going to say in this video isn't 100% canon. It is one opinion and interpretation that is based on facts and knowledge of the Naruto universe. Now you can have your own interpretation of the events and let us know in the comments section. Also, of course, we may not have articulated ourselves well in the last video and part 1 of this debate. You know, this whole YouTube thing is a learning process and we're only getting better over time. You guys have witnessed this, so this video will kind of clarify what we meant in part 1. However, I do want to say that there are multiple things we state in this video where we prove that there are contradictions in the writing of Naruto, just like we did in part 1. You know, so sit back, relax, get a snack, food or tea, whatever it may be, and hear out the Rinne Rebirth debate. So if you haven't seen part 1, please go watch it and then come back to this video if you want everything to make more sense. Let's do a quick recap. In part 1, we proved how Madara's plan caused a contradiction within the writing of Naruto. Nagato and Conan's dialogue make it seem as though the technique is revolved around chakra, and one of the causes of death to the user is due to chakra depletion. However, a lot of you debated and counter-argued, saying it's nothing to do with chakra and it's a life for a life jutsu. Now, if you say this, you're basically admitting that whatever Nagato and Conan said is bad writing and false, since Madara was revived with different rules. If it has nothing to do with chakra, why did Nagato think about Jiraiya and say he can't go back far enough to revive him? I mean, he technically could have if it has nothing to do with chakra, since we know Madara was revived 15 years after his death. Time limit is not an issue on who gets revived. And yes, we know Jiraiya's body is buried beneath the ocean depths, so even if he is revived, it wouldn't really help him, but you know, you guys get the point. In other places of Naruto, it is not indicated what exactly is the reason behind the death of using the Rinne Rebirth, hence an assumption of life for a life to use the jutsu, where it uses your life force, which we then later broke down, stating that Nagato didn't give one life for one life, but you know, he gave one life for thousands and thousands of people in Konoha that he killed. Now, this is where a lot of comments tried to debunk the contradictions that we pointed out, and I mean, a lot of them were really mean. Pretty much people that already came to the video with a closed off mindset that just wanted to debunk the video without even, you know, kind of hearing the full points and discussion. We kind of felt ignored and thrown aside like a piece of trash that we are. So here are a few comments and points that you guys made to us to try and disprove the Rinne Rebirth contradiction. Now, number 1 is 70% of the people chiming in on the debate were mainly tunnel visioning on the title of the video, which we don't really understand, since the title of a YouTube video is a headliner to get you to watch the video in the first place, and everyone knows this is part of YouTube culture, and you know, every YouTuber does this to get you to watch. We also stated the video isn't about if Sasuke can revive his clan or Itachi. The fact remains that Sasuke can revive anyone he wants from the Naruto franchise and at any point of time, due to the contradictions and also Naruto's possibility of having god powers to stop the flaws of the jutsu. This is because Naruto possibly can fix the negatives of this jutsu that makes the user die. You can all admit to yourself, and we have witnessed it, that Naruto has the Sage of Six Paths power. Naruto even instilled more life into Obito after he used the Rinne Rebirth to make him stay alive for much longer, in which Obito later on sacrifices himself to save both of them against Kaguya. However, a lot of you then debated to counter-argue this claim is that Naruto does not have the Sage of Six Paths power anymore, and nor does he have the sun symbol that Hagoromo gave him. You're basically kind of saying that my boy Naruto is nerfed in Boruto and is weaker. But we can counter this argument clearly and also claim that Naruto still has these godly powers if he wants to use them, which we will explain later on in the video. Moving on, another point you guys made to counter argue is that Sasuke needs to have 2 arms to use the Rinne Rebirth Jutsu, or that you have to kill the user to want to use the Rinne Rebirth on. So I don't know where these points came from, since having 2 arms to use Jutsu has never been a factor for everything. On top of that, Sasuke has admitted in Boruto that he has mastered using Jutsu with one hand over the years. Sasuke also ended the Eye of the Moon plan with Naruto by joining hands with him, so they can basically do the same thing for the Rinne Rebirth if needed. You also don't have to be the one that killed the person to use the jutsu on them. Obito didn't kill Madara. Madara died by old age and natural means. So how did Obito revive Madara then? You know, that doesn't make sense. So the next question is, does Naruto still have his godly Sage of Six Paths powers in Boruto? So some of you may be wondering right now, what do you mean by godly powers of Naruto? So alright, so there are 3 instances in the original Naruto where Naruto used godlike powers that Naruto himself couldn't really explain on how he is doing it, but I guess in the future he might explain it in Boruto, we just don't know. But the first time Naruto gained his new powers, he literally stopped Might Guy from death. Might Guy opened the 8th gate, which I'm going to use your own words and counter argument, which is a life exchange jutsu, in which it requires the user to stab their chest with their thumb to direct the chakra to the Tenketsu. Now this is in the data book and manga, but the 8th gate side effect of opening this gate is that it comes at the expense of the user's life and uses their life force, causing the user to crumble to ash after their chakra runs out, having virtually cooked themselves from the inside out. Just like the databook entry of the Rinne Rebirth, using the exact same wording stating it's at the expense of the user's life. But guess what happened, guys? Naruto stops this from happening. So again, it's not far-fetched to assume he cannot do this for Sasuke if he ever uses the jutsu of Rinne Rebirth in Boruto. That's just a logical assumption. The second time Naruto showed god powers is with Kakashi. Naruto gives Kakashi a new eye out of thin air, and Kakashi can see again. And Sakura asks Naruto how did he do it, and Naruto finds it hard to explain, but he said he takes a part of the user, and then, you know, we get no explanation. The third time Naruto uses godly powers is with Obito himself. Obito had all the tailed beasts extracted from him, which severely weakened his life force and chakra, and Gaara died from one tailed beast being extracted. He died. When Naruto got 9 tails extracted from him, he also was on the brink of death. So imagine how much strain Obito went through and how much chakra he had and his life force, how much he had. It must have been absolute dog shit. So even in this weakened state, Obito was forced to use the Rinne Rebirth on low life force by Zetsu. Kishimoto must have realized his contradiction from earlier, in which we explained, because he tries to fix the plot mistake by making Minato state and think it must be a technique that does something in exchange for one's life. Obito revives Madara and starts to die even more, of course, but Black Zetsu is attached to him and says he is keeping him alive. So even in this further weakened state, Madara does even more damage to Obito by extracting the Gedo statue from him. So we can all agree at this point, for a good 20 chapters, Obito should practically be dead, right? But the plot armor isn't allowing him to die, just like Might Guy. Black Zetsu detaches himself from Obito and is with Kaguya now, and says Obito is about to die any moment. But again, the same thing happens. It literally happens again. In manga chapter 682, Naruto comes to Obito and saves the day by instilling life into him and stopping the side effect of the Rinne Rebirth. Now in the next chapter, 683 page 8, we see Obito come back alive and he is shocked himself and he says, "Am I not dead? Well, how am I still alive, goddammit?" And Naruto responds by saying, "I helped you recover." Now one could say that Kishimoto insinuates the idea that Obito will still die anyway since he used the Rinne Rebirth, going by the way Naruto reacted to Obito, but then this proves that the writing earlier from Nagato is false and he is contradicting the chakra usage explanation we received. Nagato must have not known he would die either way. This is likely a problem with the writing on a weekly basis, I guess. But after Naruto does this, Obito has no cracks in his skin and he is using the Sharingan as normal. He's not in a weakened state at all. In fact, he even uses chakra taxing jutsu such as the Kamui, and it was only after Obito sacrifices himself by being stabbed multiple times by Kaguya in which he dies. Even after all of this happens, Naruto tries again to use his godly powers to save Obito one more time in manga chapter 687, but you know, of course it doesn't work this time since the plot won't allow it to, and Naruto had to join Sasuke to defeat Kaguya.
Of course!
So now that we have established that somehow Naruto can save Might Guy from death using a jutsu that exchanges life force, but when it's the Rinne Rebirth that also now uses life force, Naruto can extend your life long enough for the plot to allow it to happen. When you look at the writing of manga chapter 686 and 687 page 6, it's even, fair to say that Obito did want to die anyway and wanted time alone with Rin and Mita. He wanted that, a good time with her, and he wanted to repent for his sins. The last and final question, does Naruto still have Seisho's 6 paths powers? Because we know for a fact that Sasuke does, since he still has the Rinnegan. So before we can answer that question, we first need to understand what power and ability both of them actually gain. So let's start with Naruto. After Naruto's interaction with Hagoromo Otsutsuki, Naruto had gained the ability of 6 paths Sage Mode. Now what exactly is this ability? Well, it's an enhanced state of Sage Mode that utilizes 6 paths Senjutsu chakra. Now in the 4th data book, page 310, it is mentioned that to obtain this divine transformation, it has to be gifted by Hagoromo himself to those who have an iron faith and the guts to never give up. But in reality, this mode can also be utilized by a user once they have obtained and possessed the chakra of all 9-tailed beasts or become the 10 tails Jinchuriki. Hagoromo then facilitated the transformation. However, it could also be the case that Naruto was simply given this ability due to him being the descendant of Asura with no other requirements. Either way, Naruto gained the ability of 6 paths Sage Mode. After receiving this power, Naruto also gained the ability to use Yin-Yang Release to stabilize life forces and restore missing organs through physical contact. This ability is important for our previous discussion, so keep this in mind. Naruto was able to save Might Guy from death by unleashing all 8 gates. He was unable to repair the damage done to his leg, however, but Guy spent the remainder of his life wheelchair bound, and to be honest, he's adapted by now in Boruto. Naruto was also able to resuscitate Obito after the 10 tails was extracted from him, and when Obito had used the Rinne Rebirth Jutsu. Along with this, Naruto had gained many other derived ability like the truth-seeking balls and other forms of mastery from the utilization of 6 paths Senjutsu. Now let's talk about my boy Sasuke. After his interaction with Hagoromo, he gained the Rinnegan. Now there isn't any explicit requirement stated for Sasuke obtaining the Rinnegan, but once again it's insinuated that this was only possible since Sasuke was Indura's descendant and reincarnation. He also possessed Indura's chakra and spirit within him, so when he received Hagoromo's chakra, it fully manifested his Mangekyou Sharingan into the Rinnegan. Now with that, Sasuke had unlocked many new abilities that the Rinnegan gave him, including the use of the Rinne Rebirth since he uses the 6 path powers. Now along with these powers, both Naruto and Sasuke also gained the Sun and Moon seal that held the power to ultimately seal Kaguya, which we will explain in another video. But now let's get into if Naruto and Sasuke still have their respective abilities after the 4th Shinobi World War and in Boruto. Let's finally answer the question. Since Naruto has access to the 6 paths Yang power, whenever he uses the power, it seems as though a sun seal still appears on both of his palms, symbolic of the fact that he is the embodiment of the Sage of 6 paths Yang power. He doesn't have access to the sun seal anymore, it seems, but the likeness of the seal still appears on both of his palms, as seen in the Boruto manga against Momoshiki. We can clearly see Naruto have the sun symbol on his hand at 32 years old. Now, there are suggestions within the Naruto community that Naruto has lost his 6 paths Sage Mode, but Naruto and Sasuke both still possess the 6 paths powers that were given to them. Sasuke still possesses his Rinnegan, which grants him the ability to use the 6 paths technique and also his time-space jutsu. This technique is unique to Sasuke's Rinnegan and it allows him to instantaneously swap places with any object or person in his line of vision, as shown against Momoshiki and Boruto, which we all loved. Later on, with development of his time-space jutsu, he is also able to travel to different dimensions. So once he unlocked and possessed the ability given to him by Hagoromo, Sasuke has shown that he still possesses the full functionality of his Rinnegan. This can be seen with his fights against the other Otsutsuki members, as I mentioned. Naruto still possesses the 6 paths Yang power, but we do not actually see him utilize the full form. Now the concept is as follows. To be able to utilize the 6 paths Sage Mode, one must possess chakra from all 9-tailed beasts, as we said, right? But there isn't any evidence to suggest that Naruto lost a portion of the other tailed beasts, and it's more than likely that instead of utilizing the full 6 paths Sage Mode, it's possible that Naruto utilizes the 6th path Senjutsu chakra with mainly Kurama's chakra, since Kurama is the dominant tailed beast within Naruto, and that makes sense. This would also explain why we see Naruto mainly go Kurama chakra mode later on in the series, and because Naruto is no longer the 10-tailed Jinchuriki in a sense, and he doesn't have full access to the Sage mode, but he still possesses the Yin and Yang affinity. So now let's see if Naruto actually used his 6th path Sage mode. If we go into Naruto the Lost Movie when he is 19 years old, we didn't see Naruto go into Sage mode fully, but he did in fact utilize some of its abilities, as seen when Naruto removed the chakra ball that Tonori was using to control Hinata. There are many other cases when Naruto uses partial abilities of Sage 6th paths mode, like him seen healing others done in the Boruto movie, and also Naruto being able to move and touch the chakra rods that Momoshiki put inside him. There is also the fact that Naruto is seen flying, which requires 6th path Senjutsu chakra. There is also the other point in the appearance of Naruto when he switches to Sage mode, as when he activates the 6th path Sage mode, Naruto does not have the Toad Sage mode pigmentations around the eyes like he once did when he went into Sage mode with his Biju mode. Hopefully you guys are keeping up with everything I'm trying to say. This is the case throughout the future use of Sage mode, indicating this is in fact the 6th path Sage mode. So why do people say he doesn't have this ability anymore? Well, mainly because Naruto isn't seen using it to its maximum capability like he once did, fam. He had, well, you know, when he had access to 9-tailed beast chakra, he was seen using the truth-seeking orbs, right? But we haven't seen him use that again. So this doesn't mean that he doesn't have the Sage ability taken away from him, it just leveled it down a bit. And according to this reasoning, if Naruto revamps the chakra from the other tailed beasts, then it's very possible for him to once again use the truth-seeking orbs. So simply put, Naruto and Sasuke did not lose their 6th path powers that were given to them. Sasuke still possesses his Rinnegan, and it's not like the series hasn't shown us a scenario where he can't use the dojutsu abilities, as in the case with Kakashi. Kakashi lost his double Mangekyo Sharingan after Obito left to the Pure Land. If Hagoromo had taken back his chakra, he would have taken Sasuke's Rinnegan too. Naruto also still possesses the ability to utilize 6th path Senjutsu chakra, and he still does, and is proven in multiple scenarios. But you know, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If Naruto can revive Sasuke, if he ever use Rinne Rebirth. I think Sasuke will definitely use it in Boruto. Do they both still have the powers? Let me know what you think. And you know, this isn't to diminish the Naruto series. We love this anime and we support it, but you know, the writing is questionable sometimes. Anyway guys, smash the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on Instagram or Twitter, and I'll see you guys next time.